So that kind of gives why they were coming here in a nutshell. And that was, on the one side, the technological problem of us playing around with atomic bombs, and the other one, our lack of moral or spiritual development. And there's nothing wrong with Buddhism and Christianity and Islam and all these great religions. There's nothing wrong with them, but we haven't been following them. You know, let's face it, the basic tenet of Christianity is thou shalt not kill. It's one of them. When have we followed that one? So by not following these for so long, we've gotten ourselves in this mess, like I've said earlier. So now we'll go into a little bit more of the philosophy. And, you know, one interesting thing is he said he's from the planet Venus. And so we'll get into that in a moment as well. But one important thing that I'll kind of say now is that we've also been told that the great teachers, Lao Tse, Confucius, the Lord Buddha, Master Jesus, Krishna, all of these great beings came from other planets. And they came here to try and teach us the spiritual laws, virtually, what we need to do to be in sync with the spirituality of the universe. And this basic philosophy that they have, now given to us, is that everything is indeed alive. Everything is evolving back to God. And so the concept of Brahman, the Hindu concept of Brahman, is pretty much what is. That there is one great entity. You can call it the Absolute, you can call it Brahman, you can call it whatever you want to call it. There's just one great spiritual entity. And this being, long time ago, scientists would say 14 billion years, I don't know, but a long time ago, the Big Bang, creation was started. And at that point, for some reason, and we can't hope to really understand why, it's like asking the microbe in our little finger to understand why we put money on the stock market. Maybe not a great analogy, but you get the idea. So for some reason, this great being sent a good portion of itself into multitudinous different forms and wrapped these parts of itself in matter. And that was the great outbreathing, the Big Bang. And now it's the great inbreathing. And all these parts of itself are now coming back to the one again. And this is a very long process, obviously, from our point of view of time. But it's not, and you can't hope to do it in one life or one series of lives on one planet. You go from an atom virtually up through like a plant or an animal to a human being, then human beings, we're at the end of evolution. You then go from there up to perhaps a larger being, maybe a part of a planet, maybe part of a sun, maybe part of a galaxy. You slowly are coming back together. And think of the human body as composed of many organs, right? And these organs are now coming together and forming you, right? Well, likewise, lots of human beings, life streams, eventually, millions of years, millions of lives, will then come together and form larger, more advanced beings. For example, the Mother Earth is an advanced being. It's not just this vague concept of Gaia, where she's an organism, vaguely organic. No, she's much closer to what the indigenous people around the world believed thousands of years ago. She's a goddess. She's a very evolved spiritual being. Likewise with the sun. The sun is a very evolved God. Without the sun, we don't live. The sun spends all of its time giving. Again, that's the key to selflessness, is to spend your time giving. And let's face it, what mankind does mainly is spend much of our time taking. We want stuff. We want Hummers and stuff. Whereas the more advanced, the more spiritual you are, you spend more and more and more of your time giving, helping, because you know that everything is one. Karma is the great law which enacts this great inbreathing. It powers the inbreathing. It kind of makes the inbreathing happen. And if you think about it, what we know of karma is action and reaction are opposite and equal. But it's better to think of it as a pressure. Think of it as a pressure pushing you, the soul, back to you, the spirit. And how does this do this? If you do an action that is going against this flow back to oneness, and what kind of action would that be if you're selfish? Let's just say that you want all the kind of goodies for yourself. And you want to be have all the goodies. You want to have all the Hummers, let's say. I don't know why I keep picking on Hummers, but it's really a nice slide. So you want everything yourself. And if you the reaction to that will be that those around you, maybe not this life, maybe in a future life, will not be wanting to help you. They won't want to be sharing with you. And so you will understand through the experience of other people being selfish, let's say, of how wrong that is. Another example, let's say you hurt someone because you're mad at them, you kill them, or you whatever. So you're slowing them down in their path back to God. To really learn the lesson that that's not a good thing, it will, in all likelihood, happen to you, so that you really learn that. On the positive side, let's say you want to give. Let's say you're giving. You're a very giving person. You want to help people. You want to give and help and heal and uplift. So the more you do that, the more people will do that to you. And it's pushing you in the right direction. That's how the karma will work. And so if you go the wrong direction, it's going to pressure you to stop doing that and start doing the right thing. And so you look at karma as a pressure. And take a page out of the Buddhist texts. I love this. They would tell you that we all have problem people in our lives. Might be a friend, might be a family member, might be a dad, whatever. We all have these people that are a real pain in our side, right? The Buddhists would say that person is your greatest teacher, because that person is generally has a good aspect of what's wrong with you. That's why they're pissing you off. And there's this great story of this master named Aisha, I think his name was, who brought Buddhism from India to Tibet. I don't know, 800 years ago, 1,000, a long time ago. And he had heard the story that the people in Tibet were really nice, friendly people, right? So to you and I, it was great, let's go. They're really nice, friendly people, let's go. But no, he was worried about that. He didn't want to be around a lot of nice, friendly people. How's he going to keep his edge? Who's going to be teaching him? So he brought with him this guy who was a real pain, so that he had a real problem guy with him. That's how much he believed in this stuff. So that's karma. But see it as a positive thing, taking you back to God virtually.